Street Fighter 2 like comes out. This is a really long time ago. Did they even have airplanes back then? So maybe people travel the world less. So the game, it needs to like really bring you. It's this big game because there's all these different settings, right? So it needs to just bring you to the country and like. So you have the stage art, you have the character, and then you have the music. The music really has to just instantly hit you and bring you to the country. You know what I'm saying? And so like they definitely, it makes sense that you go for like heavy stereotyping for each place.
Right.
Okay, you want to start with Ryu then?
I guess yeah. What do you think?
Okay, so I'm listening to this. I'm getting nothing distinctive about it. It just sounds, frankly, it sounds like Mega Man music to me.
Yeah. It's funny. Like there are some characters where I was like, this could be like in that. This is like kind of like Capcom sort of template thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There would be the only thing that kind of is faintly sort of distinctively Japanese about it maybe some of the like percussions a little bit that they kind of sprinkle.
I thought there were some interesting drum samples.
It kind of it wasn't over a lot.
Yeah, like it wasn't like, oh, I hear taikos or anything, but I was like, these are some unique samples. Yeah, they're probably Japanese or something. We can adjust later. I'm feeling like a solid C tier on this. Like there is nothing distinctive. I could even see him as low as F. What do you think?
Yeah. No.
Okay, I'll start him off in C then. Here.
I'd honestly, it might. I think it's like a high. Doesn't really matter. It's like a high F, I would say.
A high F tier. Okay, yeah. I think we can start him off in F. There's literally nothing distinctive here. Yeah. Next up on the track list I have here is Ken's theme. So you want to go through that?
Yeah. Right. I would say for me, it's similar to Ryu's in the sense that you can't pinpoint it directly. And the only thing, I mean, this is a huge stretch, maybe, but just the way that the song opens, it feels kind of like it opens like a rock anthem, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. Again, huge like. Generic Capcom SNES like Mega Man X sound to me, like even more so than Ryu. But I'll give it credit because, and it sounds a little like Guile's theme, both of these do. And Ken's stage is in the US, right? And so the fact that Ken's theme sounds like Guile's and Ken's stage is in the US, it feels like Capcom had this idea of how the US should sound, and Ken's at least kind of adheres to that a little bit. What are you feeling for a ranking for this?
I'd give it an F.
An F, really? I'd give it a. Here, let's put it at top of F, and we can move stuff around after.
Okay.
Okay, next track I have on here is Chun Li's theme. All right. Finally, we have a good, truly stereotypical track. Instantly transported to East Asia listening to that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right from the start, both of the instruments. I think it was like some kind of reed instrument was the one line, and then I don't know if that's something percussion-y was the other. Both vaguely East Asian sounding in terms of timbre, and the melody is very pentatonic scale heavily, or at least that's what I heard. What did you hear?
Well, just the first that jumped at me was just it sounded, it can be a little with like heavily synthesized soundtrack like that, but it immediately sounded like just like a classic sort of flute melody. I felt like if it was slowed down a little bit and they added like singing, it could like blend in very well. A lot of tracks, they all kind of have like a Capcom / Street Fighter 2 sort of filter on them with the like the very fast pace.
Yes, it's through the lens of Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, exactly. But take away that lens and it's like, it sounds like a classic.
Yeah, I'm thinking, what are you feeling for this? I'm thinking A tier.
Yeah.
We can adjust as we fill out the top as well. Okay, nice track, the absolute classic Guile's theme. All right, where to begin with this one?
Right. Yeah, I think this is definitely a bit more up a tier than Ken and Ryu.
I think this is so funny because there's a very distinct sound. But I think it's very funny that's the Capcom sound team said the thought of the United States and was like, yeah, this is like the sound I think of when I think of the United States. Like there's a very clear sound they're going for it, and you hear it on Balrog's theme too, so it's clear they're going for it. It's just like just super like heroic, like, and I think that's so funny, and I think they do nail it very well. As a North American listener, I think it's harder to hear this kind of stereotypical stuff though. Like, I mean, we can hear like East Asian musical cliches and instantly place it, whereas North American stuff
it's a bit harder. I would say the big thing that for me screams like US, like American rock something, is just the just like the guitar lead.
The lead, and the bass goes hard as well in it. Like the slap bass style. But we're veering off topic here. It may be a great song, but does it effectively stereotype the United States is the real question.
Well, it's not full on like caricature in a way. And as you said, it's those stereotypes. The North American musical stereotypes are not as I guess defined in a way as
at least to our ears as Western listeners.
Yeah, from our perspective. I'd give this.
I'm feeling B or C tier for now.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
All right, who's next for us?
Zangief.
Zangief. All right.
This track is sounds very different.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, it's not something the intro I do not enjoy listening to very much.
It is very, like, it's almost like Capcom is trying to do Capcom.
Yeah. That's the thing, is I hear this, I do not immediately think Russia. However, going later into the song, the melody instrument sounds like, if my memory serves, like the melody instrument on like the Russia stages in like Third Strike and stuff. So maybe there's like a trope or cliche or something I'm not hearing. Like, did anything sound distinctly Russian to you in there?
No.
Okay, so
I mean, it's weird. Like, when I think of Russian musical stereotypes, I think of like the do they call it the anthem of the?
So use Narashimi, that one?
Or like the march, or
the anthem? Yeah. Almost, yeah.
Or it's like a chant.
Yeah. Yes, chanty vocals. Well, the other thing that's weird is like there's Russian like folk music, but then Russian, much of the Western classical music tradition, like Russia was fully integrated into that. Like you look at the Big Five, Tchaikovsky and company, and so it's hard to pick out Russian music and separate that from Western music unless you go to like folk songs. I'm willing to give this the benefit of the doubt because it sounds like Capcom kind of had some idea what they were doing with the timbre of the instrument, because again it sounds like stuff they use in later games for Russia. So I'd be willing to give this a C for now.
Okay.
Benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Might have to do some further research on that one.
Got Blanka.
Alright, I'd say there's three main parts to that track. There was the synth main line, there was the kind of percussion line that had a more distinct sound, and there was the drums.
Yeah. But Blanka's from Brazil, right?
I think Brazil, but I think it's like generic South American Amazon rainforest type of thing.
Yeah. I was thinking jungle. I was thinking like Capcom went in on like an unused Donkey Kong track or something.
Well,
yeah.
I thought I think this is pretty solid because the drums definitely say like how do I put this correctly? Less refined society. What's the correct way of saying this?
Okay. That's I think everyone can know.
Yeah. So the drums definitely, there's some distinct drum samples, some very nice sounding drums that definitely give that sound. I think the synth line's unobtrusive and the other line doesn't do anything to ruin the atmosphere. I think this is a pretty solid track for stereotyping.
Yeah. Yeah. This might be somewhere between C and B for me.
Yeah, I'm feeling just below Guile for this one.
Okay.
Next up, we have Dhalsim.
I think we might have a winner. I think for me, like from the outset, for me, this is like okay. See, I know exactly where I am.
Yeah.
The culture. I can see like I think the second part of the song, it's like a different like main melody I think in it, and I'm like I just see like very choreographed like dancing, and I think this is.
Yeah. They managed to very distinctly get like that sitar sound, heavily South
Right.
Asian sound from that. The percussion, there's no like tabla or anything, but I think that's some Indian sounding drums underneath. Actually, my one other complaint is the melody. But I mean, you can't complain about the melody here because like I think like the traditional South Asian music system is all like microtonal, so there's no way they could fit that into the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got the both of the main instruments, the sound of them very clearly Indian or South Asian. I think I'm agreeing with you. I think this was our first S tier track.
Yeah, just from this first second.
Yeah, immediately. All right,
Yeah.
On we go. Okay, I think we have another S tier track in our hands here.
Yeah.
From the first notes, I'm thinking, am I being spirited away? Am I off in Totoro land? Like immediately, thoughts jump to, those Studio Ghibli soundtracks. Probably the main source of exposure to Japanese music for your average Western individual.
Yeah.
Like that brass melody is all over the pentatonic scale. I think just that clean pentatonic sound. The line over top is like so Ghibli-esque. I know there's like these weird, like in the Japanese music system, like there's these scale fragments that are common, and it's probably that sound, but I don't really know enough to say that for certain or classify them. Easy S tier in my book. The question is whether he beats Dhalsim.
Yeah. I think I in this one, I don't know about you, but I think I heard a little more, for lack of a better term, at Capcom than I did in the Dhalsim one.
That's definitely true. The Dhalsim one did not have any Capcom sound. This is less so than some of the other tracks, but it definitely, I don't even know how to describe the exact elements, but it had more of that Capcom feel, which definitely detracts from the overall stereotyping. But I'll give you this. E Honda stage is Japan. Capcom's Japan, so is it really the end of the world if it sounds Capcom? I think that's a fair point, though. I think because of that, Dhalsim should get the edge over him. I mean, Dhalsim's, the instruments timbrely sounded more stereotypical, even if melodically E Honda's theme was near perfect. I'd give Dhalsim the edge. What do you think?
Yeah. He's a close second.
So on to Cammy.
We've got Cammy. This is interesting, to me anyway, because it sounds like it could go hand in hand with Guile's theme. A lot of the parts of the song, but Cammy's from the UK, so.
Yeah, it's got that same like resolute sound, but I don't really know any British music cliches, because usually it's like the British doing the musical cliches of other people, So no one's really developed the British musical cliches. Yeah. So Capcom really had a task. I don't hear that and think Great Britain. The one thing it has going for it is that Dudley's themes in SF3 have a similar kind of melodic line and instrument sound. But I don't know if that's a British thing, or they were just like, so Cammy's theme sounded like this. I guess let's just do the same thing for Dudley then, So I don't know the chicken and egg situation here. In that regard, I'd say it's a lot like Zangief, where we didn't really pick out anything like the country, but it kind of sounds like other stages in future games in that place. I'm feeling right beside Zangief on this one. Okay, on to Long.
I'm not sure where to place this one.
Here's what I'm thinking. It takes a second to come in, but eventually you get this melody that's got like the pentatonics going, like that's some clear East Asian aura around it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think. Whereas I think Chun Li's theme had like the whole package, like the instruments, the melody. I do think that Fei Long's melody kind of has that like you said, that kind of East Asian sort
Yeah,
of.
that pentatonic sound,
Sagat.
definitely. So yeah, I'd say Chun Li's clearly above Fei Long. I don't know, how do you think he compares to Guile?
I feel like the instruments, if you will, that were being used in Guile's theme are a bit more. You could, I guess, tie a bit more to American music in a way. So I would see him a bit, at least behind Guile.
Behind Guile. Oh yeah, and then I guess so, yeah. And then Blanka's, I think he's above Blanka because all Blanka really had was just the drums, whereas this is melodically very clearly East Asian.
Right.
Yeah. So I think we can put him right between there. All right. Now DJ.
Yeah, I think when I first listened to this, the main thing that jumped at me was I was like, okay, this sounds like a proper sort of like dance hall track.
Well,
but
that's okay. Go ahead.
It feels more Latin than it does.
Yes, exactly.
Jamaica.
Dance hall in Latin. That piano line in the backing is so Latin to me.
Yeah, right.
And so, like, you're close geographically. You're really close. But I feel like there's so many distinctive Jamaican cliches you could have gone for, and they didn't tap into those at all. They just kind of missed their mark a little bit, got the Latin sound. So like, I'm really frustrated by this track. Like, even though they effectively stereotype one type of music, I'm tempted to put an F tier because like it's just wrong.
It just took the wrong highway. Yeah, just kind of well done, but missed the mark. This might be like either the highest or somewhere like in between Ken and Cammy, I think.
Yeah. Maybe we put him in C for now and discuss this further later on.
Yeah.
All right, T-Hawk. All right, what did you get out of that?
Well, 30 seconds in, I would say it sounded like something that toned down a bit, changed up a bit. I could potentially see like a mariachi band like having a go at this, you know.
Interesting. Yeah.
I found, and then there's a little bridge that just kind of like, it's pretty Capcom, and then it kind of goes back and it loops. It made me think about.
Yeah. I mean, so the initial melody had a distinct sound to it, I thought, but I couldn't really place what it was.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I said mariachi, but it mostly just has to do with the melody, I think, and it's not as I feel the kind of the mariachi music I think about. It's a bit more lively. Yeah. Better turn.
I'd say it's very specific parts would have had that sound. Like the timbre, for example, was very funny to me. And does that fluty thing kind of line up with like this is kind of embarrassing. Like, I know basically nothing about indigenous North American music, you know? So like, I guess it's kind of hard to judge how effective these. Oh, I guess it's the stereotype. Look, do you think there are any stereotypes associated with it?
Not glaring ones.
Maybe this speaks higher to like the Western European media portrayal of indigenous North American peoples, as you know, they would have painted them as like less well cultured, and so they almost would not have associated music with them at all, you know. So I think this speaks on a higher level to the media portrayal.
Okay.
So that's very meta, but I don't think it really. That basically just means that there isn't much of a stereotype they can go for here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not super high. Not high, but what do you think?
I don't know. We can put him here for. Actually, you know what? There was nothing I said that was distinctly like that. I'm tempted to put him down here.
Okay. So Balrog. Yeah. A real hot take. This sounds like SNES music. Is what it just.
Capcom SNES music. But I think beyond that, I think that it definitely sounds like Guile's theme. And so if you think about Capcom having this distinct musical idea of the United States, I think we have to give them some credit for that. Okay. Even if timbrally, like, there's not the same guitars clearly coming through, I'd say the overall sound is similar.
It's in that realm, yeah. But it is very, very Capcom. I tend to give like this low C.
Low maybe? C. Yeah, I'd actually, you know what? I'd put him above Zangief and Cammy, because we kind of only gave him those places because future games set in those locations use the same sound, whereas at least this one has the same sound as another character in the same place in the same game.
Fair enough, yeah. We gave Zangief and Cammy extra credit.
Yeah, we're giving them the benefit of the doubt. All right, finally onto Vega's theme. I think.
Okay.
I know you're partial to Dhalsim, but I think we have another potential winner on our hands here. To me, this is like
strong.
This is to the Spanish musical tradition as the Nutcracker is to ballet. Like, yes, there are more things going on, but does anyone really care? No.
Yeah, I mean, first thing I thought was that it sounds very, very just romantic, you know.
Yeah.
I thought like if you take away like the SF2 things, you kind of you slow it down, it could sound like ballad, you know. I thought.
Yeah. Well, also, yeah, very specifically too. Like, there's just that Spanish Phrygian sound to it. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the flat 2 in the scale, like, and then trilling between that and the tonic. And that was it too. There was lots of trills, which I think is a very Spanish thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those ones you hear it, you're instantly like, yeah, Spain, you know?
I'm in Spain, yeah.
I think this is above E Honda in my opinion, because there's a couple of very clear Spanish musical tropes, and it hits on all of them.
Right.
How high up in it you think between Dhalsim and E Honda, or above or below, or what?
In between Dhalsim and Chun Li, anywhere between there is fine by me. Yeah.
I'm gonna put him above E Honda. We can debate this further later on.
Yeah.
Okay. So
all right, it's getting down to the metal. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna be real. I know absolutely nothing about the music of Thailand.
Me neither. I mean, I think I listened to, in like, I guess, very basic, kind of out of interest, but in prep, so to super quote. I listened to a bit of Thai music, and it's not there. This ain't it. No, I mean it. What it sounded like to me was boss fight music. That modified a bit could be like sampled into like as a hip hop sort of.
Yo, I'm gonna look into that actually. I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah.
I don't know. What I will say, this wasn't as generic as some of the tracks. Like, they were. I feel like they were going for something. Like, someone on the team had an idea. They went with it. You know. I feel like there's something buried stereotyped here. I have no clue what it was, but
I mean, it seems someone had an idea for what kind of music would represent Sagat, and I think on that level it succeeds, but it's not no, the Thai music I've listened to is it's not there. Yeah.
Where are you feeling for this
one? Somewhere F tier. It does stand out from the track listing. It does kind of go for its own thing. I might put it above the Shadows.
Do you think it could get above T-Hawk?
T-Hawk, I felt there was a little more. It was very the Mexican.
Oh yeah, you found at least some North American sounds in it. Yeah.
So.
All right. So we have M Bison and Akuma left.
Yeah.
Okay, this tier list doesn't actually have Akuma, so we'll guess we'll do M Bison and then proceed from there. Didn't plan that out very well. Yeah, so I mean, I think this is really just boss fight music, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I just bought Mega Man. Yeah.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
I was trying to any place that it could be pulling from because I tried to find out like where M Bison comes from.
oh
And
yeah, I
people
was
are like,
looking this
oh
up.
well,
I think his stage
yeah.
is Thailand, right?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
so yes, I did my research. I think his stage is Thailand. I
Okay.
got like the one kind of bells or percussion-y sound sounded vaguely East Asian to me, but aside from that, yeah, it's just a boss fight music.
Yeah, for sure. Um, F.
F,
Mhm.
yeah. Whereabouts in F are you
Yeah.
feeling?
Um, I'd say maybe based on what you said, it had some traces, maybe slightly, slightly above Sagat, maybe.
Sagat. Yeah, I'm
Um,
feeling that.
and I guess we don't have him per se, but uh,
Oh, we have to listen to Akuma first. Okay, yeah. Alright, so
yeah. So
where is he? Where is his stage exactly?
good question. I just know Suzaku. Okay, I guess Japan. Yeah.
Apparently, okay, so apparently the stage is Suzuki Castle, Japan. I got some heavy. I'm not sure if it was Japanese, but I got some heavy East Asian energy from that one
Yeah.
wind instrument.
Yeah, exactly. And some of the percussions as well.
Yeah.
Sounded a bit kind of like woody. I'm not sure. In the melody, they were kind of emulating like how like they do like trailing with like flutes or whatever.
Yeah, it's a very
but
good
it's-
sound.
I noted down like it sounded like demonic dirge music. Like it's all like it has all these East Asian kind of hallmarks.
I could go as high as A for him, although I could also see him in B.
Yeah, definitely under Chun Li.
Under Chun Li.
Because it
under
doesn't-
Chun Li.
it's a bit more subtle than Chun Li's.
Okay, let's go here.
All right.
We gotta make this official. We gotta add Akuma in.
Right.
Okay. All right. Here is our. I don't know. Do you feel like anyone needs to move around here?
Let's see. Okay, I think I'm happy with what I see. I feel like if we were to really, I guess like dive deep, then we could maybe stitch some things out. I think I like what I see. What do you
Right.
think?
Yeah, we have a pretty nice aesthetically pleasing tier list as well. Not too overloaded in any category.
No.
Nothing was too controversial, I feel like, when we placed it. So, yeah, congratulations to Dhalsim, the most effective stereotyper in Street Fighter 2.